everyone, welcome to our quick little tutorial for painting our Love is in the Mail tray kit. I'm going to show you some tips for painting each of our little pieces. We do have quite a bit of it pre-painted just to save some time, but it's basically the same method for all of our pieces. So first I have our little mail truck here. I painted the whole entire thing with the white. I added red to the heart, and I'm doing the black, which is the graphite, on the tires. You can use our foam brush and just do the side of it. These are actually the tires for the moped. And we like to use the side of the foam brush and just in an up and down motion, tap on our paint. We do this with the majority of our pieces because it helps to keep the clean edge. So it's just dipped and scraped, so you have very little paint on the side, and then a tapping motion to do those. So those will go on our moped here in just a minute. We also are including in our tray kits some sponges that are round with the little handle, and I'm going to use that. Again, I'm just getting extra paint off so I don't have a ton of it on there. And this works great for our tires because it has that rounded shape, and so I can kind of get in here and keep it fairly clean along the tire shape. So there we go. I'm going to be mixing some of our graphite. I already pre-mixed some pink here. I'm going to take some of our black and mix it with some white to make a gray shade. We're going to use that for a couple different things here. Okay, I'm going to tap some on our little headlight, I suppose it is, our little mirror in the back of the mail truck. And then I'm going to use some on our bumper. I'm kind of just brushing it lightly here with that little kind of bumper shape. You may want to use the foam brush for this. Might find it a little easier to get a good shape. Okay, so there's our little mail truck. I'm going to also use that gray on our love letter. Okay, I have pre-painted some of these pieces already. The background was just painted white, and I'm going to do the outline of the envelope with that gray that I just mixed. I pre-painted the white for the letter, and I'm just going to come right across here, make a little straight line. Gonna do the same, just in an up and down motion. You might find the foam brush easier to use for this part. I don't have a ton of paint on my little sponge because I want to keep my edges clean. Okay. Just getting this the whole way around. When I get over here, I think I may grab my brush to get that section close to the love letter. Just holding with my fingernail to keep it steady. And I am gonna trade out and get my foam brush and just come in here and give myself a straight line. Had a little graphite on there, which is okay. It kind of gave me some shading. So I'm just coming straight down with that. And then I'm also going to come and mimic the line that was continuing from the bottom of the envelope. Same here. And then the only place that I really have to be a A little careful is when I get up to the point. And I can kind of just use that nice edge of my brush to help that. I can clean up any of these if I feel like I need it. Maybe this one up here. Okay, so there we go with that. And then that will go back on top of our envelope. So those will get glued on like so. I'm gonna add in this little pink heart that I pre-painted. I do have this, these words to add on there. And I did the teal arrow in the middle first, and then I let it dry, and I did the red second. And I'm gonna finish up with my hello in pink. And I'm just up and down motion. That is much cleaner. If you continue with that up and down motion, it doesn't tend to drip down your edges. There's a tight little corner in there. You may want to use the corner of one of those makeup sponges to sort of clean up that last little bit. So there we go. And that part is going to be attached at the top of your letter. Okay. I'm going to come back to that in a minute with some details, but let's take a look at our little moped. We did the background in white. I did the moped in the teal. I didn't worry about the tires. Sometimes it's almost better to not go where you're going to cover, because then you can glue your pieces and not see any teal that may drip down there. We also did a couple little hearts. So this will get glued like so. Your tires will get added on there. Your hearts, you may want to take some of that gray that we mixed up and give yourself a seat using my little foam brush. Might have to make some more gray here. And I'm just using the knife edge of that foam brush to go straight across there, okay? I can also use a little bit of that gray mixture to add on a little mirror section there and a little headlight. And I might just take a little pink on my little tail light. It could be red also if you choose. Okay, cute. Add on my little heart there somewhere, wherever I'd like to glue it. So your moped is finished. We have a square Be My Valentines sign. I simply painted the whole entire thing red. And I decided for this one that I was going to add a little bit of dry brushing using a chip brush. So I'm just dipping my chip brush and getting a tiny, tiny little bit of paint on the edges. You may want to wipe that off on a paper towel, or if you're using a drop cloth. I'm just going to lightly hit my edges with it. It's just giving it a little extra dimension. So I did side to side. I'm just pulling in bottom. You could also gently go across your piece. I'll hold this up so you can maybe kind of see. It's just kind of highlighting the edges, but it's an extremely dry brush. There's hardly any paint on there. But it did give a little extra something to my red paint. You will have a piece of scrapbook paper. It may not be this exact one. That kind of stuff has to vary in our kits depending on what we have available. And we're going to glue that cardstock to the back of your piece. So that turns out super cute. All right, and then we have our mailbox. I started putting my mailbox together. I did the front and back of all the mailbox sides. This is the front, okay? We added on a little envelope and a pink heart. And what I did was I put some glue on these sections of the mailbox, and I put the back on already. So there you can see the back has been attached. I'm gonna flip it over and do the same thing for the front. Now in our kits, you get your tube of super glue, which you can pierce with the little knob at the top. You wanna be very careful using super glue. It can get pretty tricky. In the shop during class, we use the Loctite bottles. They're a little more expensive. If you do our kits a lot, it might be worth investing in them. They're $6 or $7. I'm just going to put a little bit of that glue right on here. And probably a little more than I normally use because I want to make sure this is glued on tight so it stands. I'm lining up the two sides and the bottom and getting that attached and holding it on there for a few seconds. And there we go. We've got our cute little mailbox. Okay. It does not have a bottom. It would be cute, I think, to just even sit some artificial flowers down inside of there. You know, you could even put, I don't know, an electric candle, maybe something like that. Okay. Your kit also comes with a stand. I made this one pink, and you can put it together and use it for your Valentines sign. Let's see, what else did I want to do? Our envelope. You could also take that dry brush of white and do a little extra zhuzhing with your envelope edges with the white. You also, I think it would look quite nice to add a little bit of gray. Let me get a little gray here on my paintbrush. Get rid of some extra. You could even highlight your letter a little bit. I'm just taking a little bit of gray and pulling it both directions and sweeping it across the top just to kind of give it a little bit of dimension in there. Okay, so I am going to get this all glued up, and you can see our finished pieces for each of the sections on our page. Thank you.